And we are it. We are God. And I don't mean I'm God, I'm already God, I've achieved godhood, because you can see that potential in yourself. Consciousness in the universe is an interdimensional spacecraft beyond that looks like a comet from my research. And it has its head, it has its corona.
That's consciousness?
Consciousness. It carries evil in the tail end.
So consciousness has a location?
No, there is this giant consciousness that's God.
Okay.
Swimming in a giant system of survival of the fittest that God has created to test God's self.
Okay.
And it looks like a comet. So you got God's consciousness and all the good things, the knowledge going forward, but God knows that everybody has to be tested. So the tail goes out. And at the end of the tail is basically evil. That's why Christ says, get behind me, Satan. And it's always trying to test God and infiltrate up into it to sabotage it. What does that mean? We don't have God's knowledge. We don't have God's advancement. We're the image. Well, what is an image? It's a scan. It's numbers. It's the genetics. It's the potential. So we are the aliens, Joe, and everybody already knows this.
Do you think that we are a product of alien intervention? They took these lower hominids and they accelerated their evolution by applying their genetics?
Because God knows everything. Is this super intelligent, omnipresent, unlimited dimensions, but God doesn't know where God came from. So just like we're trying to find out where we came from, God is like a virtual reality simulation as well. And God is constantly running every program, every operation, turning evil loose, good loose, everything. So God knows everything except where God came from.
That's a good soundbite right there.
Do you think that God is just like every other system that we see? Like, think of this. There's no one.
God is the most advanced
There's no one
AI.
bird. There's no one bird that's running all the birds. There's no one person that's running all the people. It's all chaos.
The truth is there's not order in the universe. There's people trying to bring order to the universe, and that's why they stage events so they can try to bring order within that event.
It's all chaos. Even if we elect someone, if half the fucking people hate them, everybody's in chaos. Do you think that the idea of God is decentralized, that maybe God is a real thing, but God's not one person? God is literally all of the organisms. God is not just free will. God is consciousness. It's all the organisms. It's every fucking technological innovation.
No, I think God is intelligence.
All the things.
No, I agree with you. God is experiencing consciousness through all of us.
I could say God might just be just like every other organism on the planet. It's just something that's moving in a certain direction, trying to protect itself and trying to procreate and trying to advance and trying to innovate and trying to be better than it was yesterday. That's what everything is doing. Every fucking animal that started out as a single-celled organism is trying to survive.
Except they didn't create themselves.
All of us were put into a simulation to basically test us. And that's the big thing I'm trying to get across to people. Like, whatever created us is like super badass.
But is it possible that there's not a thing that created us, but that we are just like every other organism and every other system on this planet? We're this constantly evolving thing that doesn't really have a leader, and it's trying to get better constantly at everything it does.
I agree.